Hey, this is the Daily Overpass. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to talk about how much app developers charge. Whenever we quote on a project, we always get two responses, as you would expect. We either get, that's really reasonable, that sounds great, let's go ahead with it, or we get, that's a bit out of our budget, we can't afford it right now, but thanks anyway, right? So the first one is great because it means we can start on the project. Although occasionally they'll say something like, that's actually a lot cheaper than we got from other places, in which case, I don't want to hear that. Like, I just say, don't tell me that. If I ever quote for you, don't ever tell me that it was that it's too low, right? Because then it gets my ego right here, right? But the other side is it's too expensive, which is something I completely understand. A lot of the times we don't know what to charge because we don't know the scope of the project and everything's done. You know, we don't use any preset bit of code where we hand over the code to them completely. So a lot of times it's written completely from scratch. So we do. Typically though, and I never like to say this in videos before, usually if it's less than, it's probably about less than $4 grand, we won't even do it, but we'll still quote on it, say that would probably cost you this, but we're not able to do it just because it's not worth the time and the effort. And usually we try to, usually we try to stick in that 4 to 10K range, right? So, and I know other developers do a lot less. This is one of the reasons why I don't ever talk about it, right? And I was talking to a client the other day who he said that he was talking to another company and they wouldn't do anything for less than 20, right? Which I thought, well, that made me feel a bit better. But one of the things, when somebody comes to me and says, I'm sorry, that's a bit too expensive, I always encourage them to go talk to other app developers, because one thing is we don't know how much other developers will charge, right? We have to, when we quote on a project, when we do a ballpark estimate, especially having the least amount of data to begin with, before we do all the requirements gathering, we have to make assumptions based on that. A lot of times it's based on previous experience with projects. So I've had developers quote on things where they've got it completely wrong. I've had developers quote where it's been way too low, and I've had them to quote when it's been too high. Like, for example, I had one recently which gave me a quote, went to a developer for a project that came through, right? And I thought, let's give these guys a try. You know, here's the thing, this is all it is. Put everything into technical language so they can understand it, and they said it would be 3 to 5 weeks of development, right? I did the thing in half a day, right? It was completely ridiculous. They were so off, it was incredible how off they were, right? And I've also had developers who say, oh, this should take 5 days, and then they're working 20 days on it, in which case the margin has to be able to cater for their, if they get that wrong. And this is one of the things that over time, all the projects that we worked on, we get better at quoting. And it's just sort of, you start realizing that the different things that clients are going to come back with, the different types of the changes they're going to want late in the game, all that kind of stuff, getting them used to the mentality of not making scope creep changes early on and everything like that. So for us, we usually start everything off on an estimate based on how much time it's going to take, and then we'll do it based on that. But other developers charge different things. So if you're going to hire a developer, I would encourage you to at least go to 3 different ones. Go to 3 different developers to get quotes. And I tell that to people who contact me too. I don't know what other developers charge, right? I don't want to kill your dreams because I come with a quote that might be a little bit too high, right? But it's always something there. So I know this, whenever I'm not committed to how much development actually costs, a lot of people get angry with me. For us, like I said, I'm usually 6 to 10. If it's a big project, we'll be a lot more and all that stuff. But we try to stick to that ballpark range. And as the company grows, the costs grow and everything like that, advertising grows, and that might have to change. It's one of the reasons why I don't want to go on record for that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just hope that helps. If you're thinking about getting an app developed, always talk to more than one developer. Don't just talk, like people talk to me, talk to other ones too, and you just to get an idea what it is. Hopefully they'll quote more than I did, but they might quote less, and it depends on your trust in their experience and everything. I mean, by the way, you can always find someone who will do it way cheaper. You can always go on Upwork and find the lowest bidder, and then you got like if you don't know what you're looking for, it's like a whole host of problems that you're starting to bring. So anyway, hopefully that helps a little bit today. Let me know what you guys think, in terms of quoting. Quoting is like the most difficult thing to do in terms of software development, but you have to give a price. You have to be able to do that as an app developer. So Anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.